Well, here we are, June 28th, 2016. A couple of more days, we'll have spent the first half of the year in the hospital. I don't know what to say. Um, Doctors, nurses, everybody says that I'm doing much better. Um, Therapists tell me I'm making great progress. Um, Something keeps nagging me in the back of my head that I'm not doing as well as everybody thinks I am. It's very frustrating to be sick this long. I just saw that, a lot of things go through your head. Trying to keep things together and try to stay positive, stay optimistic. Everybody says, Bob, your attitude is amazing, but what are you supposed to do? You have to stay positive, really. I mean, what are the alternatives? Well, we're now talking about actually leaving on between the 7th and the 14th of July. And going home. Now, I know a lot of people are very concerned about me going home. A lot of people are concerned that I live alone. Steve I know, doesn't want me to do that, doesn't want me to go home. He wants me to go to some sort of assisted living place, which I don't think is a great idea for two reasons. First, I can't afford it. That's a pretty good reason. Secondly, I want to see my house. I mean, I haven't been there in over 6 months. It'll be over 6 months. And I realize that I have to make some major decisions about selling stuff and moving. And I think I can only effectively do that if I do that from home. Physically, I do a lot now. I walk pretty well. I still have this ridiculous wound vac. I think I'll give you a picture of it. That is literally an anchor on my rear end. And I don't know how long I'm going to have that. I mean, this wound first appeared in October of last year. And I just don't know how long I'm going to be have that or some kind of dressing, and that's got to be something that's got to be maintained, changed, whatever. And I either have to, a nurse will come to the house, I think, or I have to go to a wound clinic or something. Pain in the ass, literally. Getting dressed. I'm a little more accomplished at getting dressed. I can put a button-down shirt on by myself. I can take it off by myself, which Doesn't sound like much, but it's a big deal. I can put on shorts. Getting stuff over the bandages, though, for the wound is a pain. I mean, if I have the wound vac, I don't know how I'm going to wear underwear. It's ironic that a secondary thing like this wound is dominating the conversation. But, you know, with all the immune suppressants I'm on, that is, you know, at least in part why it's taking so long to heal. On the bright side, I've gained weight. I think I've gained 8 or 9 pounds off my low. I'm eating quite well. It's funny with the feeding tube. You know, I had the feeding tube for 5.5 months, and I asked the doctors to take it out because it was hurting. Because I gained a little weight in my stomach and it was pushing out. And so, especially if I was bending over and trying to do something in therapy, it was really hurting me. And doctor said, we should leave it in because what if you have a setback and that kind of crap. And make a long story short, it fell out the other night. Simply fell out onto the floor. And I panicked when I saw it laying on the floor. I thought, oh my God, I'm going to leak. You know, I thought my stomach would immediately start leaking all over me and the floor, but only like a drop came out. And then it almost was like self-sealing. And they put a dressing on it. And so at least that's one less thing. I have to manage this ileostomy, which is also a pain. Seems like I'm emptying that bag 6 or 8 times a day. And the bag, where the location of the bag is, if I were to wear regular pants, it's right where the belt would be. Which, you know, shame on you. My surgeon who chose to put it there, but, you know, they don't think about those things, I guess. Because I thought we marked out where it was going to be, and it didn't end up being there. But, you know, complaining doesn't do any good. We're fighting this battle with my disability because they've capped me. And because they're saying I had a pre-existing condition, the dermatomyositis, prior to my getting knocked on my butt in December. And so we're going to try to make a case that, yeah, I had this the same way people might have many diseases, you know, or conditions like, you know, rheumatoid, you know, arthritis, back problems, you know, that you can have issues, but they don't necessarily become debilitating, and or an issue that's relatively not debilitating can become debilitating, and we're going to try to make that case. If you look at my eyes, you can see I've still got a rash to some extent, although it's not too bad right now. It tends to get worse if I exert under my eyes, and I notice my hands don't look too bad. There's a certain amount of redness. For all that, maybe that's from going outside. I went outside yesterday and with Jamie, my physical therapist, who's awesome little girl, and she really pushes me and has really helped me tremendously. I could make a long list of the therapists that have made a real difference to me over the past months. Really, well, there's Jamie, and Amy. How's that? Those guys have really helped me. And I'm Jamie, my physical therapist. I have Jamie, my speech and swallow therapist, and I have Amy, my occupational therapist. And, those guys have been part of my life for the past 3 months, 4 months, I guess, of intense therapy. And, I'm swallowing now and eating regular food. So that's one sign of progress. Thank you, Jamie. I can get in and out of regular chairs and walk and bend over. And that's been kind of a joint effort of OT and PT. Right now, we're working on trying to get down on all fours. Kind of what would happen if you found yourself on the floor and you'd want to, crawl to, say, the couch to get up. My problem is that my arms, these extremely weak, skinny, emaciated arms, won't support my weight right now. And it's trying to get my triceps to fire is extremely difficult. So leaving, let's talk more about that between the 7th and the 14th. Yeah, I think they think here, all right, Bob, are you scared to go home? Yeah, I'm a little scared. I right now, help is just a call button away, and even though I don't need much help during the day, I get up, I get in and out of the chair myself, I go to the bathroom, empty my bag, and even have started getting dressed on my own. The fact that, help is just a call button away is consoling. And I don't have to worry about anything. I don't have to shop for food. I don't have to, although I do my laundry here. When I go home, it's not going to be that way. Laundry will be there for some period of time. But it's not gonna stay that way. It sounds like somebody's coming in. Could be a nurse to give me a shot. Take a look at my eyes. They don't quite line up.